Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my meditation morning, video. I just decided to I'm calling this a meditation video because it's really kind of helping me be at peace. This waterfall I actually got from Five Below. It's not working properly right now, but it's working good enough for me. And in the Minnie Mouse cup, I have some tea. I have some cinnamon vanilla tea and organic raspberry leaf tea. I have my candle in the back. It is one of like those electric candles that you just turn on and off. And I have my microphone in the back. I don't know why. But this video, it's obviously not like a regular meditation video where you just kind of sit quiet and just listen to the sounds. I may end up making one of those because I definitely want one. But this is going to be more of a slight vent / meditation video. And the waterfall is just, and the candle, and even the tea is here to just make it a little bit more peaceful for me. So today I have decided to just think about myself and learn to love myself and to understand that I am truly all that I need, and anyone or anything is extra. And I came up with this epiphany last night, where a certain someone that I have had in my life for a very long time now continues to hurt me. They continue to break me down, and they continue to show me my flaws. And I'm not opposed to knowing when, where, and how I may not be perfect, because no one's perfect. But I do find that over time, when it becomes the only topic of discussion, or when it becomes the only thing that we can converse about, I find that might be a little overwhelming, And so that's just another time last night where I felt that way, and I felt as if I would never be good enough for this particular person. I felt like I would never be enough for this person. Everything that I already do, everything that I say, any way that I think, any emotion that I feel tends to be wrong. It tends to be negative. It tends to be not okay to this particular person. And again, nobody is perfect, so I don't mind hearing my wrongs. I don't mind hearing when I may be wrong. I don't mind hearing things that I'm not great at. And I occasionally truly do not mind hearing where my opinion or my thoughts may not be the rightest. But it just kind of seems like in this particular situation with this particular individual, it just seems to be on a consistent basis. Any emotion that I have is either wrong or it's an attitude. There's never a moment where I could just be sad. There's never a moment where I could just be upset. There's never a moment where I could just be not happy genuinely. There's never a moment where I could just not be okay. Any emotion that I had always had to be attitude. It always had to be snobby. It always had to be tantrum. It always had to be me not getting what I wanted. It always had to be something negative. It was never once an emotion that could be accepted as genuine sorrow. And that is something that I feel I had a problem with. But of course, even over time, vocally expressing that, the opinion never changed. The acceptance to my emotions never changed. The thoughts about my thoughts and how they were affecting me never changed. The feelings and the emotions as to the way that I was being treated were never accepted. Anytime I would feel like I was not being treated right, I was wrong. Anytime where I felt like I wasn't spoke to right, I was wrong. Anytime I would vocalize my opinion, or anytime that I would vocalize how my feelings were hurt and how, why I felt like they were hurt and why I believed that this particular person hurt my feelings, anytime any of that was discussed on my end or was vocalized on my end, I was wrong. There never seemed to be a moment where I could be right about my own feelings. I could never be right about my own feelings. I could never be right about my own emotions. And if I ever was, I had to fight for that. I had to fight and I had to argue about why I was right for feeling this way, why I was right for not agreeing, why I was right for not being a brat, or why I was right for not just having a tantrum or being upset because I didn't get my way. I had to fight and I had to argue and I had to cry and I had to be miserable in order to genuinely tell this particular person, you hurt me. Because it would never just be accepted that way. It would never just be, I'm sorry, or I apologize for hurting you. How did I hurt you? I'm sorry. It could never be that simple. And granted, sometimes it never is, which is okay. But it's only okay if you try to make growth and progress in order to being, in that way of things being simple. It's okay if it's not always like that. It's okay if it doesn't start off like that. And it's okay if sometimes it reverts back to not being so simple. But it's only okay when it's something that you're trying to work towards. It's only okay if it's hard to do now, but it's a learning process for you. And it's something that you plan on learning to be. But in my particular situation, that just did not seem like that's what the plan was. Excuse me. And for a moment of my night last night, where we were to go enjoy an event, we did not get to enjoy it. We traveled almost an hour from our home, and we argued, we fought, and it came to a point in the night where I continued to want to enjoy our night, and this particular person did not. And being stubborn in both of our ways, we decided to do just that. I decided to stay, and this particular person decided to leave. The only dilemma is that we only had one car. And it was that person's. And me being the indecisive woman I am, I had several pairs of clothing in that car and some shoes and my purse. And gratefully, he was humble enough to allow me to get these things before he left. But I found myself not even being able to enjoy my night. And it turned into me realizing that I cannot enjoy my life like this. I am a woman who did bear children, so my enjoyable time that I have to myself and to enjoy this beautiful God-given earth, it's very limited. It is very limited. It is limited to the time that I have to myself. And for this night to be no exception, it just continued to show me that it's not right. These fights are not right. These arguments are not right. My waterfall is not right. But it just continued to show me that this is not how things are supposed to be. This is not what I want from my life. This particular person is obviously not who I need to have in my life. Because I do believe that if there's supposed to be something or someone in your life, granted, it may not come to you easy, it may not last through easily, and it just may not be easy, period. However, I feel like a good portion of it should be. A good portion of it should be enjoyable. A good portion of it should be loving. A good portion of it should be adored. And this was just not something that I was receiving. So I spent a good portion of my night crying tears that this person did not deserve. Alone in a building in a city that I had no escape from. And all I could continuously tell myself and beg to the universe was that I just wanted love. That's the only thing I find myself craving is love. I find myself adoring other people's love. I see what I want and I crave it. I cry over it. I beg for it. And I feel it. And I feel that it is something I'm genuinely supposed to have. And then times like this, I feel like it's something that maybe I'm not supposed to have. So this morning, as we fast forward to another beautiful, glorious day, this morning, I decided to stretch, something I rarely ever do. I decided to meditate peacefully, and I decided to go to my happy place, something that always makes me calm, something that always reverts me back to the beautiful, enjoyable person that I was created to be. And that is tea. Tea makes me happy. And upon making my tea this morning, most tea companies, they put little sayings on their little slips. And I found something extremely enjoyable about this morning's cup of tea as it relates to the night I have, and not even just the night, my life up until this point, my experience and my crave for love and trueness. But I felt my answer come to me in this little slip. And so I'll show you all what this little slip says. You do not need love. You are the love. And if that if that is not a sign from the universe, I could not begin to tell you what is. That slip of paper, that was probably just made in a factory with someone that put no effort, that seriously does not even know me, could care less about anyone's love life. That slip of paper just helped me not to justify everything, but that slip of paper helped me. I can't even speak. All I want is love. Genuine, true, beautiful love. I care about no race. I care about no baggage. I care about no dilemma, with exceptions. All I've ever wanted is genuine love, genuine, beautiful love that will grow into a genuine, beautiful family, and that will progress into genuine, beautiful generations. That again will not be easy. However, this little slip of paper has just reminded me that it's not impossible. And for that, thank you, Yogi. And that's my first morning meditation. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Again, it was not pre-planned. I really wanted to vent without crying. I wanted to vent without yelling. I wanted to vent without hurting. I wanted to peacefully vent. And I apologize about my waterfall. It did go out, but I have another one, so I will replace that. Hopefully, over time, some of you will join my morning meditations, and we can have some things we talk about as we drink our tea, because I still have some tea in here. Oop. And maybe I'll get on the mic one day. You never know. But thank you so much for joining me for my meditation. I seriously feel very beautiful right now, as I should, as you all should. But thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye.